On today's video, we're going to give you a Patrick Mahomes ankle injury update. Joe Burrow has some words about the Chiefs. The Bills GM takes a shot at the Bengals, and we're going to give you our NFC predictions this weekend. Stick around.
What's happening, Chiefs Kingdom? Good news out of Kansas City today as Patrick Mahomes was a full participant and Mecole Hardman was a limited participant in practice. No one was out of practice today. Mike, what do you see about Mahomes' ankle?
Yeah, we have a video here. Somebody snuck this video out today. He was doing some high stepping. He was running around. There is no wrap on that ankle. There is no boot on that ankle. He was running. Again, this is a high ankle sprain. And even though Patrick Mahomes seems superhuman at times, it is going to affect him. Obviously, the sports betting groups out of Las Vegas come out today and give their thoughts on the whole thing. And they were like, this ankle is the reason this line moves so crazily. They said they have never seen a line in an AFC Championship game move 5 or 6 points like this one has. And they primarily contributed it to Mahomes' ankle. And so that's where we are. I think the Mahomes ankle will be a problem. I don't think it'll be an excuse all around, but I do not think you can go in. You're naive to think that it's going to be 100%. And Patrick Mahomes is going to be 100% the Patrick Mahomes we know and love.
Right. Well, after his press conference, kind of watched him walk off, and I saw that Pat McAfee and them did the same thing. But yeah, he looked fine. He was walking perfectly fine on that ankle. He put the weight on the ankle. And then in the video you're talking about, he high steps, he runs. He looks good. Like you said, he's not going to be 100%, but I do think he's going to be a little better than they're expecting him to be. I don't think it's going to hinder him like too much. Probably going to have like a 75% Mahomes, which is better than most of the quarterbacks in the leagues. And Mecole Hardman, he's actually probably projected to play this Sunday. Andy Reid said it looks like holding him out a little longer because they thought there was a setback might have been a good thing. And now he's acting much more healthy, and he was limited in practice today. And they think he might actually go on Sunday. So that's still up in the air.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I didn't think Mecole Hardman would get back this early, but anything's possible. The training staff's really good. We'll see. I'm still up in the air on it. This could be blowing smoke a little bit. He's also probably not in game shape, so I wouldn't even see him taking too many snaps in general. But other than that, I do believe it's positive. Mahomes is heading in the right direction. Mecole Hardman's heading in the right direction. And he even said that Fortson could possibly be back here soon, probably before Clyde, which we had already speculated. Clyde's probably done for the season. Fortson has a chance. It was just an elbow injury. But yeah, I do think we are headed in a positive direction. Again, Mahomes is not going to be able to have that same Mahomes magic. It is what it is. We got to deal with it. I do think Andy and them are going to be smart enough to dial up some more plays, some more quick plays in the pocket, some more dinking and dunking around. You may see the offense look more a little bit like Chad Henne's running the offense, not the whole Mahomes transcending the playbook and taking everything deep and just going crazy. So I do believe Andy and then will figure out a way to make Mahomes effective, and I think he'll have a pretty good game.
So Cincinnati Bengals fans are still at it. They're heavy in our comments, calling us crybabies because we said something about trash talking in football. We completely understand trash talking in football, and we condone it. But when you have nothing to stand on, you haven't even won a Lombardi in the history of your franchise, tone it down a little bit. Tone it down a little bit. But what did Joe Burrow have to say today about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, Mike?
Yeah, so Joe Burrow actually tried. He tried to make a positive comment. He said that the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes are still the AFC frontrunners at this point. But he went on to say, and we're coming for them. So he's still, it's kind of a little backhanded thing. I get it. But I will say he tried to be nice. That's better than the majority of the players, the majority of the fans. We are running across a few guys that are very realistic. They understand the Chiefs are a good football team. They respect the Chiefs. It's not the same ones out here saying, Burrow's 3-0. He's Patrick Mahomes' daddy, and
they don't say
head.
that. They don't type that many words. They just put "who dey."
You're right. They do. Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty annoying, but there are a good side of fans. I will give Joe Burrow a little bit of credit. He tried to be nicer today, but in comparison, look at what Mahomes says about Burrow. He says they're a good team. He's a good quarterback. He's won games. He goes on and on and on. He calls out the coaches, the coaching staff, the game plans, everything. He gives them a lot of respect, and Burrow gives us one mediocre line.
Right.
But I will say respect.
Well, the media asked Patrick Mahomes about the trash talk, actually, and his response was, we're used to trash talk in football, but let's just play the game and see what happens. Complete class over trash. That's all that you see from Kansas City and Cincinnati, the class and the trash. So let's move on. Bills GM Brandon Beane actually had something a little funny to say today. Roll that clip.
I don't want to suck bad enough to have to get Jamar Chase.
Yeah, so Brandon Bean, kind of a little backhanded comment, kind of Burrow-esque, if I must say so. He says that they didn't want to suck bad enough to have to get a Jamar Chase. Now, he wasn't saying Jamar Chase was a bad player. He was alluding to the fact that once they drafted Allen, they had some success and they never got back that high up in the draft again to take another elite talent like they got to do with Burrow and then turn around and get Jamar Chase maybe a year, 2 years later. I don't remember what it was. But again, I totally understand. That's how all these young teams are building. You got to look at it. All these teams in the playoffs right now are on rookie contracts with their quarterback, except for the Chiefs. We're the only team that's building this thing for long term. And again, we're in a rebuilding year. But Cincinnati destroyed the Bills, and it was pretty fun to watch, actually.
Yeah, complete domination by the Bengals, and the Bills can't talk too much because Josh Allen was trash for the last half of the season, and his playoff stats are abysmal. Mike, do you have those?
Yeah, I do. In the playoffs this season, Josh Allen only completed 59% of passes. He only had 3 touchdowns compared to 4 interceptions. He took 8 sacks, fumbled 3 times, and had a QB rating of 81. So anybody that wants to come out and say Patrick Mahomes is worse than Josh Allen, you're a fool. That it's as simple as that. That doesn't even cut it. And by the way, he's fell below Joe Burrow too. I'll give him that. Joe Burrow is better by far than Josh Allen. I'd take Burrow any day over Josh Allen to lead my team.
Jalen Hurts is kind of taking over Josh Allen as well. Josh Allen's just not what they think he is. He's a good quarterback. He can throw the ball. He's big. He's athletic. He can run the ball. But when it comes down to it, he just don't have that it. He can't do it. He can't get the job done. He don't play well under pressure. And that's just all there is to it.
Look, he's the media darling. Josh Allen was everybody's MVP. The Bills were everybody's Super Bowl champs. We have the Bengals coming at us and be like, we don't get respect. We don't get respect. Nobody respects us. Dude, you guys are getting respect by the media right now. Kansas City's been the one dealing with no respect for the past few years. Like, just because we got rid of Tyreek Hill, it's been the end of the world. And you see what we've done. It's always been about Josh Allen. So, yeah, neither one of us have got respect. It's all been towards Josh Allen and the Bills. And now that you guys sent them home, hopefully we can just play this game out. It's going to be really good. And maybe the Chiefs get one this time. Hopefully. We have to, right, Steve?
One more note on the Bills before we move on. How about Stephon Diggs just losing his crap on Josh Allen on the sidelines and then getting mad and leaving the stadium early? I mean, that team, they're imploding because they just can't get the job done when it counts. They just can't do it. I don't think they're ever going to do it, and I think you might see a shakeup in Buffalo in the offseason.
Yeah, they paid a lot of money to Von Miller, and when his injury happened, that team changed. And it affected the offense. It affected the defense. And they got walloped. The Bengals did wallop them. But this is what we've wanted. We wanted to see Chiefs Bengals, and we said it ourselves. Super Bowl, who cares? If you don't beat the Bengals along the way, we didn't earn it. We have to beat these guys. They talk trash. It's time to put up or shut up in Kansas City, man. You got to sack up and go get it. And we've talked countless times. How in the world can you be a player hearing all this noise and all this chirping and not want to go out there and just crush them at home in Arrowhead? It's got to be done. This is the weekend. It's got to be done.
Right. Well, as Pat said, if you're not ready to play this game coming up, then nothing will ever get you ready to play a game.
100%.
And he says it's not so much about beating the Bengals. It's not so much about the trash talk, but it's your chance to go to the Super Bowl and win it. And there's a lot of guys on the team that haven't experienced that. That's their dream. He's like, if you're not ready to go for this game, I don't know what to tell you. So I think the Chiefs are going to be ready to go.
Yeah, 100%. So speaking of Super Bowl talk, let's go ahead and jump over to the NFC side of the ball. I know we don't care about the NFC over here. Nobody does. We'll make it quick, but we're going to give you our NFC game prediction this week. It's the Eagles 49ers. Steve, who do you got in that one?
I'm going to take the Eagles in this game. I'm going to say 35-24 Eagles. I know that the 49ers have kind of been the darling team, the little hot team in the NFC lately. But they're the 49ers, man. I don't put too much stock in Brock Purdy. I think he's done an excellent job coming in and doing that, especially being a 7th-round draft pick. Nobody expected it. He's done well. But at the same time, how far can he really go as a rookie that started, 6 games ago maybe? I think the Eagles were potentially the best team in the NFL for a long time this year. That's to be argued along with Kansas City. But they did have tied for the best record. Jalen Hurts is second in MVP race. I mean, they're a good team, man. And like I said, I think it's going to be a Kelsey Brothers Super Bowl this year. I'm going to go ahead and take the Eagles in this matchup.
Yeah, for the same reasons, I'm going to go ahead and take the Eagles too. I got the Eagles 33, 49ers 27. If you look at the 49ers, they are the media darlings. Everybody talks about that defense. Everybody's been all over Brock Purdy. I like Brock Purdy as a human. As a person, he's good, but at some point, he's going to catch up to you. And the Eagles got a pretty good defense. They're going to go out there and show him things he's not seen before. They're going to hit him. They're going to get in his head. I think the Eagles defense is going to carry him, but the offense isn't no slouch either. I think Jalen Hurts will be back healthy this week. He's going to be ready to roll. A.J. Brown's going to have a good game. I think he's going to go over 70 yards. I think he'll probably have a touchdown. He's going to have a few catches because San Francisco's defense always gives up catches to the number one wide receiver. We had Charvarius Ward. We know how it is. He gave up 300 yards to Jamar Chase. So this dude will not shut down A.J. Brown. It's not going to happen. And I think the Eagles walk away. They go to the Super Bowl. And again, we got to take care of business. I want an all Kelsey Super Bowl. I want an Andy Reid versus Eagles Super Bowl. It's going to be a beautiful storyline if we can get it together. But yeah, I think the Eagles are going to get it on the NFC side.
So just a little fun local news because we want everybody to know just how ridiculous the Cincinnati fan base is. We're over here in the Tigers' den in Kentucky because everyone has bandwagoned to the Bengals in the last couple of years. But there's actually a town that changed their name, Mike, for the AFC Championship game.
They did. A little town in Kentucky known as Dayton, Kentucky. I think they did this last year too. I'm not for sure. I'm pretty sure they did. But they have officially changed their name to Dayton, Kentucky. They have changed it officially. The sports bar, all their people, they come out, they go crazy. They have to make reservations. Like they're all about the Bengals. And this year they feel confident. Last year they were just along for the ride. This year they know they're going to be the Super Bowl champions. And of course, that just goes right along with everybody else. This is why we have a little thing with Cincinnati fans. Everybody's like, why does All Chiefed Up and Cincinnati fans go so hard? It's because we're located in Kentucky, guys. This is our local team. And again, we've watched the evolution from the bags on the heads to the Joe Burrow jerseys. It's overnight, and it's like, show some humility and class here, people.
Right. Well, what I think is funny about it is I didn't even know there was a town called Dayton, Kentucky. So that's how irrelevant they are. And who Dayton, Kentucky is just as irrelevant. Just kind of stupid and cringy, in my opinion.
Yeah, but we thought you guys would have a kick out of that wherever you're watching. That's some little local news that was happening. I actually seen it on my local news network today. So yeah, who Dayton, Kentucky. I will not be visiting who Dayton, Kentucky. That's annoying.
So as we've talked about time and time again in the last few days, the Cincinnati fan base is completely unhinged. They don't know how to handle the little success they've had in the last year and a half. And they're just completely off the rails. We talk about it in this video right here. Make sure to watch that, hit in the comments, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell. And we'll be back tomorrow with our predictions on the Cincinnati and Kansas City Chiefs game at Arrowhead. See you then.
It's going to be a good one. Go Chiefs.